Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is in Australia for the third and final leg of his three-nation tour, received a rousing welcome at the Qudos Arena at Sydney's Olympic Park, where he arrived with the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Prime Minister Modi addressed over 20,000 Diaspora members. In his address, Prime Minister Modi emphasized on India-Australia ties and how the friendship between the two nations has strengthened over the years. A mega cultural program showcasing India's rich cultural heritage was also held. Prime Minister also will be holding a bilateral meeting with his Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese tomorrow, and the focus will be on bilateral trade, people-to-people exchanges, even boosting regional cooperation and much more.
भारत ने हमेशा अलग-अलग देशों को एकजुट करने के लिए एक बाइंडिंग फोर्स की तरह काम किया है। अभी जब तुर्की में भूकंप ने तबाही मचाई, तब भारत ने ऑपरेशन दोस्त के द्वारा मदद का हाथ बढ़ाया। भारत अपने हितों को सबके हितों से जोड़कर देखता है। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास, ये हमारी डोमेस्टिक गवर्नेंस का भी आधार है और ग्लोबल गवर्नेंस के लिए भी यही विजन है। आज जब मैं आपके बीच आया हूं तो एक घोषणा भी करने जा रहा हूं। ब्रिस्बेन में भारतीय समुदाय की बहुत समय से जो मांग थी, अब उसे पूरा किया जाएगा। जल्द ही ब्रिस्बेन में भारत का एक नया काउंसलेट खोला जाएगा। भारत वो देश है जिसने कोरोना के संकट में दुनिया के 150 से ज्यादा देशों को उस संकट की घड़ी में दवाइयां भेजी। भारत वो देश है जिसने 100 से अधिक देशों को मुफ्त वैक्सीन भेजकर करोड़ों लोगों का जीवन बचाया। कोरोना के समय में आपने भी यहां जिस सेवा भावना से काम किया, वही हमारी संस्कृति की विशेषता है।
It is a huge pleasure to welcome Prime Minister Modi to Australia. In just my first year as Prime Minister, which I'm celebrating today, I have met the Prime Minister, my friend, 6 times. And what a joy it is to get to welcome Prime Minister Modi here with all of you. I said to my friend, the Prime Minister, before, the last time I saw someone on the stage here was Bruce Springsteen, and he didn't get the welcome that Prime Minister Modi has got. Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
I have the Shadow Minister, Jason Wood, here. Minister, how was the address? What did you think?
Absolutely incredible. Like the reception Prime Minister Modi had here was like a rock star. It was like a sports event. And the excitement he brought to the Indian community here in Australia, we greatly appreciate. But gee, and his passion, speaking there for 40 minutes, and the crowd was buzzing. Boy, I was excited. Most of it was in Hindi, but the English bits, you really appreciated what he said.
He got the crowd going because he was outlining some facts. And one of the most important facts that he wanted to highlight is the digitization of the Indian economy. I want to understand from you, where do you think India and Australia can partner further? How can they engage as a country?
Well, that's a really good question. When you look at the mobile phone use in the world, Australians overall use the most mobile phones per capita. And you look at the technology of the Indian community, and we're very lucky in Australia because we always know Indians are so good when it comes to IT, the entrepreneurs, and we really appreciate our 700,000 Australian Indians. And it's just obvious we're both democracies. You've got PM Modi leading the largest democracy in the world, and Australians, as you know, very passionate when it comes to Australia.
Thank you very much for your time.
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you.
It was good to hear a huge round of cheer even when the Prime Minister mentioned your name.
I could hear most things when he was speaking, but when everyone shouted out, it was very hard to hear. But it was an amazing event. The mood is electric. The beautiful community turned out and showed great respect. So I was really honoured to be here.
Let me ask you, the Prime Minister touched upon a few key issues. What did you think stood in? I know he was speaking largely in Hindi, but there were some key issues he spoke about. Where do you think India and Australia can engage further?
Well, I had the interpretation, so I heard most of the speech, and I thought it was an informed speech. I thought it showed he was connected with Australia. He understood where the opportunities were, education, environment, defence, security. There are many, many areas where we can continue to strengthen and deepen the relationship. This relationship has only just started, and we're on a ground floor, and we're going up in the lift at a fast rate. So the diaspora community here, the connections, the interconnectivity, the ability for direct flights, that is just going to bring our two worlds closer together. And there's no more trusted friend than Prime Minister Modi, and I'm just really pleased to be here. Thank you.
Are you sometimes surprised that he's got friends both sides of the alley?
He does, but I met with him in New Delhi about 18 months ago, and he was warm, engaging, he was very respectful, and he was very generous with his time. So it was great to meet him again tonight.
For me, it's amazing to see that, be it Liberal or Labour, there are some very clear aspects about where India-Australia relationships need to go. But let me ask you as LOP, what's the pressure point? What are you going to watch about what Prime Minister Albanese and his government are able to eke out of this conversation, this bilateral that's scheduled for tomorrow between India and Australia?
Well, I've got a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Modi tomorrow, so we'll be having a discussion about a number of important topics for both of our sides. I think the Liberal Party, our values of hard work, of reward for effort, of family, all the values that Prime Minister Modi spoke about tonight, they're the values that we embody in our party, and that's why we have such a strong connection and respect for the Indian community, the diaspora community here, people of Indian heritage, the way in which they've integrated, that they've worked hard, that they've been successful. I think it makes all Australians very proud.
He made the mention of Guru Arjan Dev, and today is a very special day.
It is a very special day. It is the Shahidi Guru of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and he remembering it itself is, you feel that you are so blessed to have a Prime Minister like this, who thinks about each and every culture, each and every person in the arena. He has thanked our, the Aboriginal people. He started with that. So there's nobody who is, as good as he is.
What I want to tell your viewers is Indians are united overseas. We are united for the development of India. We are united for a new India. We're going to do our part. We're going to do 200%. जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा, हम मित्र लेके भारत घूमने आएंगे.
We were really sad to see that it's finishing when it starts saying, but yes, there were a lot of promises, and I think there's a lot of good collaboration for coming years. So we are really excited about this. The triple Cs, the triple days, and the triple A's, and then God knows what else.
The triple M's. What did you think of the Prime Minister's speech?
Amazing. As always, he has just mesmerized the whole crowd, and there was not even a single person moving away from their chair. It was constant support and encouragement to us Indian diaspora.
He's been running around non-stop, so the feedback good? Was it packed to the rafters? Did everybody turn up?
Yeah, I think everybody turned up. They were, a beautiful atmosphere. We expected this to happen today. And I'm pretty sure that Prime Minister Modi was so happy. The facts and figures he gave to public to basically boost their morale and make them understand that India is going to be a developed country in the next 25 years. I think it's an eye-opener for us because sometimes away from sight, away from mind kind of thing, but now it's going to be just coming back.
Your message, Doctor?
I'm a practicing doctor. I think one thing India can learn from Australia is particularly in primary care, which probably healthcare and in primary care, and the development of specialties like a primary physician training.